Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys, how are you doing, everybody? Welcome to the show. Hey, if my Wi-Fi starts acting up, please let me know. Just post it in the comments or something like that. I don't know why, but it looks like I may be having Wi-Fi trouble, so we'll see what happens there. How's everybody doing? How you doing, Brandon?
I am doing pretty well here, enjoying this 79-degree weather in Texas in the middle of beginning of December. So it's quite nice. It's like the perfect temperature out. I love it.
Actually, you know what? It's not that bad here. Like we've had, a snowfall or, something like that. But it's actually been really nice. It's definitely not 79 degrees, I'm going to say, but it's quite nice.
Snow. Oh my
Yeah, well, we
God.
got snow. Definitely got snow. How's your week been? So what's going on?
Pretty good, honestly. I'm just kind of waiting for other things to work out with real estate, but I've been having some really synchronistic readings lately, and it's really what I'm finding is that the readings are really reflecting kind of an internal process. And this does happen often, as you know, like readings will come in and people will come in who may have a problem that directly relates to whatever you have going on or something that you may
Mhm.
need to address. And that happens often. Ask any reader who's been doing this for a length of time, and they'll tell you that, yeah, sometimes it can get really synchronistic. But the other cool thing is I had a meeting with a software engineer and developer here to create finally my psychic advising app. Oh my gosh, I
Yay.
am so excited. I'm so excited about it. The meeting went amazing. And of course, I had to pull some psychic skills at the end of the meeting. And I had this woman in tears, and she had me. We were like both crying, and there were like amazing synchronicities. It was an amazing thing. And she understood, what I was going after and the point. And at the end of that meeting, I was able to be like, see, this is what I'm trying to generate.
Mhm.
There's so many scams and uncomfortable BS that's out there that, I mean, I just saw on Instagram right now, I read this article about how it's becoming more and more popular to be like spiritual and be a psychic online. And people are going onto psychics profiles, and what they're doing, whether Facebook, Instagram, wherever, and what they're doing is what we've seen in our chats here. They'll
Yeah,
go in and they'll say, hey,
the
if you're looking
spamming.
for a reading, I have a message for you. Make sure you
Mhm.
direct message me. And it's just this whole big scam that's going on right now. And that's why I feel like it's the right time for developing this app, because we need something at the very least that is just a base standard of what this work does. And of course, I'll be hiring great people on that app. So I'm really excited. I'm just following synchronicity. I just finished up with a client a few minutes ago where she was like trying to figure out what to do, and she is in a different sector of real estate. And I'm like, I'm also in real estate. I followed my chart to get there, and I've got, these great connections, etc. But I'm like, I am a walking example of what it is like to follow the intuition, following your chart in astrology, following psychic information, like a walking example. And that's literally what the dream teacher is. Like that's where that whole idea was born. So it's just, I feel like I'm walking my path. I feel like I have really stepped into the potential that I've seen for many years. And many people telling me that when I was younger, it's like, okay, it feels like actualized right now. So I'd say pretty good. I'd say pretty good.
That's awesome.
How about you?
Yeah.
What's going on? How are you feeling? What's going on with you?
Well, you know what? Very similar. It's funny because I actually did have to put a post on my Facebook page today about scammers and stuff like that. So, I mean, if you guys are on my Facebook page, um, aw, Ian is so sweet. Aw, thank you, Ian. um, uh, if you guys happen to see, a post, or if somebody is doing something, trying to message you privately or wanting you to message them privately, by all means, please, 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 definitely see, isn't that sweet?
Just for the record.
Just for the record, that was sweet. If you guys happen to, if you guys do see anything, please, absolutely report it, because we would never do something like that. We would never, message you privately, or, try to say that we have some special secret message for you that you have to pay this amount for. I mean, as you guys know, you guys come to us, if you want a reading. I don't know why we're getting feedback here.
I'm not sure. We should be okay on my end.
I hear it coming through. I don't know. That's weird. Let me just, can you guys hear the feedback?
Nope, not on this end.
Okay. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, things are good. Busy. Oh, this feedback's going to drive me nuts, though. Hang on a second. I have to fix it because I'm going to be hearing myself, and it's going to drive me absolutely crazy. I'm not exactly sure how to fix it. It's not coming from your end, though, is it?
No, I mean, I don't hear anything over here.
Okay. Maybe that's better. Nope. I have no idea. Hang on. sorry guys. I got to fix this.
Well, while you fix that, I'm going to kind of update everybody. So we are doing a different donation, as you can see up on the screen. I know a little bit of confusion today at the beginning of the show, but just for those of you listening, we're doing sending PayPal to my PayPal here. So when we do donations, send it to my PayPal. Or if you're comfortable with those e-transfers, you can do that with Kathy. If you are up in Canada, it's a little bit easy for you. But what we're noticing is that PayPal has all sorts of fees and things that work with the Canadian version of PayPal that end up taking a huge percent of your donation. So we're switching over to send to my donation, and that way I can send to Kathy at the end of the show. And then, of course, that pays for the show and all the great things that we get to experience here. So as always, we appreciate you guys donating here. And we know that sometimes your questions are important. So if you are listening in and you do feel you want a priority reading, you, of course, can send that donation. It has to be a minimum of $10, just so that we can kind of get everybody in. Send that to thedreamteacher@gmail.com. Also, if you're listening in over on Facebook or you're at the I Want to Believe channel, if you do want a reading, make sure you pop over to Oracle Intuition's YouTube page. That is where the stream is happening. That is where the live chat is happening that I'm able to see. So if you need to submit a question, please pop over to Oracle Intuition's YouTube channel to click on that live link, and I will be able to take your question from there. Of course, hit the subscribe button so you can interact in the chat, and give us a like. Shoot a like if you're getting a reading today. Shoot a like if you've ever listened to us beyond today. Regardless, just send those likes. Shoot a like if you're excited for the holidays, Christmas if you celebrate, or Hanukkah if you already started celebrating, or whichever holiday that I am unaware of, because there's a bunch of them. Does anybody know if the Pastafarians celebrate anything during Christmas? I'm super curious.
Who are they? I don't know who they are.
They celebrate lentil.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
I don't know what's wrong with you. I just don't know what's wrong with you, but that's okay.
Nobody knows. I was, I was a adventurous kid. I was probably dropped on the head a few times.
We all were, I think, at
Right?
some point. Hey guys, so I was gonna say something, and it really went right out of my brain just a second ago as I was doing both. Holy shit, I don't know what the hell's wrong with my head today. Okay, we're gonna just take a quick break. I'm gonna get my head together. I think I've been messing with my equipment too much here. When we come back, we're gonna get right into the readings. I do believe that Kayla's first. We have her question, and we have Miguel, Nami, Luna, Jenny, and Will. Remember, guys, if you are watching on Facebook, make sure you go to Oracle Intuitions on YouTube because Brandon cannot see your questions otherwise, or if you're watching off of I Want to Believe channel, again, go over to Oracle Intuitions. Make sure you have subscribed. Please click like because it really helps with our algorithm. And we'll see you in just a minute so that I can get my crap together here. And we'll be right back. All right.
So just submit your questions, everybody. Make sure they're in.
Hey guys, hey, we're back. So before we get started, I just want to show you guys something that I've been working on, that I've been creating. So as you guys know, I do make the pyramid organites, and I was asked to do a special one, or special 6. I don't have all of them here because some of them are still drying, but I was asked to make some memorial organites. And so these are organites that I'm making that are actually, they do have the ashes in them. Okay. So let's say you have your loved one cremated. We can put the ashes inside of the organites. So the ashes are in here. So that's one of them. And this is another one that I made. And then this is the third one that came through. This is for a child, actually. It's not a child's ashes, it's his father's ashes, but it's for a child. So if you guys are interested in having any of them created, just let me know. You can message me privately, and they would be sent to you through either UPS or, Purelator or something like that. They wouldn't be sent in regular mail, okay? Just because they are,
Fragile.
fragile, and they are your loved one's ashes. So, yeah, let's get into it. So we've got Kayla to start. What was Kayla's question?
All right. So K is Virgo, of course. How did S feel? What did she think with our encounter today?
Oh, okay. I'm getting kind of a mixed emotion here. It's not negative in any way, but it is a little bit mixed. And I feel a little bit more confusion in regards to S. I feel like her brain is really thinking here, to be honest. It's almost going overtime, like a little bit of overthinking maybe is happening at this point. What I'm getting here is it feels like there's an energy of excitement, or an energy of did you guys have some sort of conversation today that, like, because it just, I don't know if this was a conversation or if this was a more physical encounter, maybe? If you could kind of just answer that, because what I'm getting here is there does feel this energy of it's like an energy of, again, being excited, but there is a lot of confusion that's going behind it, and I feel like the confusion is really what to do next. A conversation, okay. And was this in regards to some sort of feelings, or maybe something along that line? Because it really feels like she's in this place of debating something, or debating the debating the how do I say, it's almost like this energy of, what do I do next? Or what do I okay, out of work for a while. Okay. Because it feels like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like this encounter of this energy of being excited, this energy of being happy, this energy of being kind of, it feels like this was something that she was waiting for in some way. Like maybe there was like, oh, okay, you said missed seeing her. Okay. Because it feels like that made her happy. That made her excited. It made her like, it was what she was waiting for. She was hoping that would be some sort of energy behind that. But again, I do feel this energy of confusion. Was she away with the guy or whatever it is that she's seeing? Because I'm kind of getting a disappointment in there in some way. Like it almost feels like she was disappointed about the being away. So what that sounds like to me is that, again, coming back and seeing you. Yes, she was. Okay. Because I feel like that didn't go as well as she kind of hoped. Yeah, I think she was looking for some sort of clarity in that going away or that time off or something along that line. And it really didn't come to her, but there was a disappointment towards it. I kind of feel like she really didn't enjoy that time off away from him. She was looking forward to being back and hoping that you would say what you had done or what you had said, something about missing her, or something along that line. That's what I really get with that energy. So all in all, I feel like the encounter went really well. But it is giving her definitely something to think about. So I hope that makes sense. I feel like that part that she's thinking about is almost in that energy of, how do I do this next? Or what is the next step? Because I really don't feel that she was happy with that time off with him. Yeah. Go ahead, Brandon. See what you pick up.
It's interesting in the energy between the two of you. There seems to be this feeling of an emotional awareness and an emotional expansion is really the biggest thing. And what I keep being shown is that it seems like you're at this crossroads, and it feels like, okay, things can go one of two ways, and I can really feel like it's the both of you, not just her making this decision. It's kind of the both of you being at this crossroads. And it's like, okay, we can feel that emotional pull. We feel the that emotional magnetism almost. And I can feel it happening unconsciously for the both of you. So there's not really a sense of control over it. And so it's like the both of you coming to this point and deciding, am I going to let this emotion make the decision here? Now, when I'm looking into S, I'm looking into her. What I feel her feeling towards you is just this insane comfort. Like she feels so at ease and so natural and so comfortable with you. I know that she's still kind of holding things at that friendship level. But what Spirit keeps showing me is that she just wants to keep talking. Because if she keeps talking, then she's going to be able to figure out more. So I know that I think I had saw you say earlier that you expressed that you had missed her. I know that that was mutually received because I can feel her wanting to continue talking and opening things up with you. Now, the last thing I'm looking into is looking into her intentions, her desires, that soul desire here. And right away, what Spirit shows me is that she wants to unlock this bond. She wants to unlock whatever this potential is, and she wants to see it as its own solid bond, its own solid space. So I would definitely expect to have some continuing communication. That's going to be the biggest thing between the two of you. I feel like, you can kind of go out of your way to have some kind of talk, even if it's small talk with her. And it's going to really, I don't want to say spiral, but it's like it keeps building on itself. You'll keep feeling those pulls towards one another, and I feel eventually, it's going to get to a breaking point where it can't really be resisted. But right now, you're really at that crossroads of like, am I gonna listen to these feelings? And the both of you in different contexts. For you, Kay, it's like, oh, I don't know if I should because of the situation, and logic tells me one thing, but the emotions obviously tell me another. And for her, it's like, oh my gosh, this is a whole big change for me. It's a whole different energy. The small talk make a difference. 100%. Honestly, it's really the point of communication. Like she just feels you so much more when you're able to talk, because I can't go too fast without crossing boundaries. Yeah, 100%. You don't want to, accelerate and put the pedal to the floor here. You're not trying to win a race. That's not what this is about. This is about her being comfortable enough to open herself up. And to be able to explore something that is, a little bit foreign to her. It's a little bit unsure. So
I feel like the small talk and everything else Don't make it unnatural. I feel like it has to be a natural thing.
Yeah.
Like it has to just flow. Like don't go out of your way to talk about the weather or, anything like that. Like let this conversation just evolve. I'm also getting here too, is I don't know why, but I kind of feel like her guy is a little bit closed off or not as open, and so having that small talk when it comes up and allowing yourself to have that little bits of vulnerability, it is going to make a difference, because for some reason I'm getting a very strong, I don't know what the word is, I guess kind of a false persona to some degree with him. Like doesn't mean that he's being false, it just means that he's not as open as I think that she would like. And with your conversations and the fact that you guys can have an easy flow of conversation, and even just saying that you missed her, that's a little bit vulnerable. That's not
Yeah.
something that she wanted to hear it, that made her happy to hear, but I don't think that that's something that he would say that naturally, and that's kind of what she's looking for, because I really get with her background in some way that there wasn't a lot of open or vulnerability as she was, going through her, growing up or her dating time or whatever it is. Like it just feels she really enjoys those conversations with you. And I think that that's going to make a difference.
Absolutely. Be careful, because there might be some animosity between her and him, and you
Yeah.
don't want that to spill over into your communications, your conversations, because
Right.
I'm being shown that in the near future here, that there's going to be some tension with her, and that could cross over. So that's why don't make it weird. Like don't make it like Kathy was saying, totally inorganic, or force it in some way. Let it try to be as natural. Hey, how's it going? Oh, you're not feeling too hot today? Do you want to talk about it? No big deal if you don't. That's okay. I just
Yeah.
I'm here if you
Yeah.
want to chat.
Like
That kind of
exactly,
vibe.
the natural is going to be a big difference. Yeah, definitely keep up the small talk. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
she
mean,
really
kind
likes
of
talking
just
to you.
play it by ear. Again, don't look for those opportunities, but when they
Yeah,
appear, you'll know when they appear.
don't force it. You know the
Right.
natural flow. You know what it feels like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope
It's
that's
such an
giving you some.
interesting balance, isn't it? It is a dedicated or delicate balance, um, of like when you feel in your flow state and then you project it onto other people. It's like they might not be in that same state, and you may want to get them there, but you kind of got to mirror and match and kind of pace with them a little bit. It can be a little bit of a tightrope walk. It can be a little tricky, but once
Yeah.
you're in that flow in yourself and you have compassion with another person, you're always golden. Compassionate awareness, it just keeps you in that sweet spot every time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I
Well, good
again, I
luck,
hope that's
Kay.
helped.
Keep us
Yeah.
posted.
Keep. I was just gonna say that. Keep us updated.
I don't know why. I just keep
Yeah.
seeing something around Christmas. That feels important.
Hmm.
But we'll see. Come back on Christmas if we don't see you by then. All right.
I
Who is
think that
next?
Miguel is next. Is that correct?
Yes, Mr. Miguel is up. And
And
then Mimi.
what was Miguel's question?
All right. So Miguel is Taurus, and I want to know if we will be moving this week, and do my guides have anything to tell me?
Okay, well, I actually thought you guys would be moving last week, to be honest. Like the energy was really strong. But I'm wondering, I have something to ask of you, Miguel, if you're here, if you're watching. I'm not sure if you guys are here. Is there something about like is there some sort of, is the delay with the land, like is there something to do with like the, I want to say the piping or the plumbing, or something underground? I'm not sure. I don't know why I felt that, but if that has anything to do with the delays, because it just feels like there may be, I don't know why, I'm just feeling something about the land, the well and the septic. Okay, there we
The
go.
septic. Yep.
Yeah.
Underground. Yep.
Yeah, because that's what I was feeling. It had something to do with that. It will be resolved. It will, things will be fine. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know plumbing, but I just felt that that's what had to do with it. So, it will get resolved. I don't know if it will be, I'm going to be honest, because I really did feel like it would be last week. Will they move this week? I don't know. I'm going to be honest, Miguel. I don't know if it will be. I feel like it's going to be very soon. Like this issue will clear up. This issue will, be resolved fairly quickly. But I'm going to look into messages from your guides. Just to give me 1 second. I don't know why. Okay. I'm not gonna, this is not part of the reading, but I kind of feel like this may help. I can't guarantee it, but I do feel, you know what? When you guys go to the land, kind of just ask I know this sounds crazy, ask the land to help you out with this. Like just kind of go to the land, maybe place, some sort of donation. I almost want to say like a tobacco donation of some sort. Even if it's just like a cigarette or a little bit of tobacco, whatever, throw it on the land. Ask for help in regards to this. I'm not sure why. And that's not part of the reading. I don't know 100% if it'll help, but that's what I keep hearing is like kind of ask the land to help you out with this issue, whatever it is. Okay. Again, with the well and the septic and everything. As far as messages from your guides go, I keep hearing be patient, be calm, especially calm. I feel the patient is kind of there. But it's the calm. Are you getting has there been an argument this week with maybe perhaps like your stepmom or somebody around, the family there? Because it feels like there's again this, it's like they're telling you here to be calm. I don't know if this is a frustration that you're having or if you're just like at that point of, look, okay, I'm really done. I hope that makes sense because that's exactly what I keep hearing is the be calm, be calm, be calm. I'm just trying to see what else is coming through here. It feels like there's a mother-in-law. Okay. There we go. All right. It feels like around you, again, this might be just projecting because of the mother-in-law. Your guides are asking you to really, stay within your own center is what I keep getting. It's like stay within your own energy. Don't let these disruptions, you're almost there. You're at the end goal here. Okay. And so, try not to let the disruptions with your mother-in-law, but I feel like that's kind of leaking out a little bit. Okay. Leaking out to perhaps others around you as well. Not just her. This could be, even like, at work where you're just feeling frustrated and, they're saying, you're almost at the end here. Like you're almost at the end. Just try to stay calm, try to stay centered, try to stay, Miguel, here's the thing. You have so much inner strength. You really, truly do. You have so much inner strength that just call upon it right now. Like that's, this is kind of like that last test or whatever, just, it's like, it's funny because I always sort of, I don't know, you've heard me refer to this before. You always kind of feel like that superhero type of energy to me, right? And it's like, try to hang on to your strength, right? Remember that you are the masculine in this, and you'll be perfectly fine. Like everything is going to be okay. It's just a little bit longer, and that's what I keep feeling.
That's
So
exactly what I keep being pulled to, Kathy. Miguel, as far as the message that is coming through you today, Spirit is really being specific about this internal energy and power that you do have. And they're telling me it's time. It's literally time. So they want me to convey a thing for you, a meditation for you, something where you can really feel this, generate it, and harness it to use it to your advantage. I don't know if you've ever heard of an Ankh meditation, Ankh, but really want you to try and do it. And there is a specific one that's used in kind of intimate moments where you use that sort of flush of energy, you let it come out of the body, but you send it back down. Really focus on harnessing the power so it comes back into you, because Spirit is showing me that that's exactly, as soon as Kathy said it, yes, Nami is calling me out for nodding. I can't help it, because when I'm like hearing something that I'm also connecting to, I'm like, yeah, 1,000 times. So 100%. I would really look into that. It's a wonderful meditation. It's really about you really supercharging that battery. Literally, you are this battery. You have a lot of energy in here. You understand deep values. Spirit is showing me that your heart chakra is just in this perfect place right now. And I really feel like you're going to be the glue that perpetuates everything. I really would be incredibly surprised if you guys did not move in this next week. Like, I would be so incredibly surprised, because when I ask about it, I keep being shown quite literally a home and quite literally roots of a tree growing from the home into the grounds, and that the moon is in the right phase for the right opportunity. It feels literally like perfect timing. So I really would be surprised. I think honestly, it's probably a good thing that all of this underground piping, water stuff came out now, before you were in there, because that could have been a whole messy situation. So honestly, it feels like it's good that this happens before you guys got there, because I think it could have been a worse situation. So have faith that it's all flowing in the right timing, obviously. But yeah, I'd really be surprised if it wasn't this next week. So I'm getting all the flashing indicators. And again, it does seem to be in direct relation to what Kathy and I are both picking up. And you, Miguel, is to really harness this power, really tap into it, anchor it into yourself, let it anchor into the ground. Even at the very least, do a grounding meditation. The one I always like to do is I'll imagine roots growing from my root chakra, and then I imagine the trunk of the tree and the branches coming out of the crown chakra, and it kind of puts me in this middle state, which is arguably where we all live here, below heaven and above hell, if if you want to look at it that way. But yeah, we walk in the middle. So really anchor this energy in right now. Really try and ground that in, because that is gonna, I really feel, move a lot of things.
yeah, yeah. I hope that helped. It really keeps coming through. Again, like Brendan said, grounding, the strength. Just stay within this energy, and I know, I know you're frustrated, but it won't be long. That's, that's the main thing. I believe Nami's next. And Nami, so Nami, I did see your question earlier, about, your spirit guides and their names, and if they have any messages. They do have messages. I'm going to get so irritated with this feedback. But I never get names for guides. And that simply is because most of them are really, I don't know if names really particularly matter to them. I don't even know the names of my own guides, but I can, I did get messages and I can kind of describe, I know at least one, and some of them will step forward as I go. So, okay. So for one of your guides, she is coming through. I want to say that she reminds me of, yeah, Brandon, just to answer, she sent it to me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I keep hearing the word star. Okay, like almost like a star energy. This might be a starseed type of energy, something along that line. She appears very, I literally want to say she appears very, like not mystical, but almost like she appears like one of the star card almost on some of the tarot. Like, I mean, in some cases, you know, she's naked, but in other ones, she's wearing a long flowy robe. And for some reason, why this comes through like that is I feel that she has stepped up to help, not only with your business, but she does have some messages for you. But I kind of want to just take a look into your other guides at the moment. You do have I want to say he's older, but he's not appearing older. And the reason that, I know that doesn't make any sense, it's like he's old soul, like very, very old soul. Like he was here from, I want to say, before Christ type of energy. Okay. And he comes through, but appearing younger, like a younger energy, like a younger physical energy, but he comes through as like an older soul. I really feel like this is one guy that has been there, been with you, or that you've been aware of, or that you've been able to acknowledge in some way since you were a child. It almost feels as though there is a very strong, protective strength type of energy that he's been with you for a long time. Now, when we talk about spirit guides, some can come in, some can, some can kind of back away. Not back away. It's just that sometimes they only come in for a particular purpose. It's almost like, okay, if I can't, let's say I can't tap into a particular energy, I might go to Brandon and Brandon will come in and pick out that energy. If Brandon can't do it, we might look for someone else and bring somebody else in. So it's that sort of energy when it talks about guides. Okay. And what I do feel is that this man has definitely been with you for a long period of time. I'm also getting here, this woman has been there, but she's been more guiding from the background. Now, I do feel that they're not the only two guides, but they're the main ones that I'm going to just focus on tonight. Okay. So the female is coming in and she is reminding you, not to pull energy in. Okay. Allow the energy to flow to you, not to pull it in. And I feel like this has something to do with the readings or your readings or even your spiritual work. I don't know if you get headaches, but I'm getting headaches, or I'm getting like migraines, or maybe stress headaches or tension headaches, something along that line. It feels as though when you're pulling in the energy, so let's say somebody comes to you for a reading, or let's just say you're picking up on energy. Sometimes what you can do is you pull that energy in instead of allowing the energy to flow. So it's almost as though you're looking for the answer to something instead of allowing that answer to just come to you, because the answer is already coming to you, but there's a bit of doubt there. So you're trying to look around the energy, and what that can do is it can cause those headaches. Okay. So it's reminding you that when you start really doing your spiritual work, especially, when you really start picking up clients and stuff like that, I'm also hearing too, so this is going to be, I'm going to go here for right now. It's telling me, remember that the clients are coming to you for a reason. You don't need to, what's the word, add extra. Okay, I guess. Like, let's say somebody's coming to you, and I'm just, creating something here in my head. Let's say somebody's coming to you for like a 3-card reading. Make it a 3-card reading. If you're only getting paid, $5, make it $5. You don't need to add an hour and a half of a reading time, because now you're using too much of your abilities. You're basically, you're good at what you do, is what I keep hearing. You're already good at what you do. You don't need to give yourself stress by giving a ton more. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Sometimes what can happen is that we, especially when we're beginning, yes, Jenny saying it perfectly, selling yourself short. Thank you, Jenny. Sometimes, especially when we first start out in this business, we tend to, people will come to us, oh, do you do a free question? No. You know what? I don't know who the hell you are. You're some random person off of Instagram. No, don't do that. No, I don't need to do that, because it's never one question. It turns into fucking hours of bullshit by somebody who's not going to appreciate it. And that's basically what I'm getting for you. Okay. Like, don't sell yourself short. Allow yourself, like, if you're, if somebody's paying for a 3-card reading, make it a 3-card reading. Done. Okay. What your impressions are, what you're getting from that, etc., etc. So that's really what, I feel like she's coming in and telling you, because when we start, and again, when I just, sorry, I know Brandon wants to get into it, but also about the pulling in the energy. You don't need to pull that energy in. The energy is already there. You're already getting the messages. You're already getting the sense. Stop doubting yourself and allow yourself to just go with the flow of what is coming through. You don't need to appease every person or every client that's coming to you, and especially when it comes to love readings, people want to hear what they want to hear. You can't make this shit up, right? So you just basically got to go with what is coming through. So, that's what I feel is being the reminder here in regards to the messages coming through.
Trust thyself. Nami, I want to ask you something real quick right off the bat. Do you have a guide in specific that you argue with? I need to know this piece of
I feel like it's the guy.
Is it?
I don't know, but yeah.
Like, I just need to know, because what I keep showing is just literally investing this deep energy. Okay, so you do. Okay. I keep being shown to really heavily invest a lot of energy into, they're showing me the male where you talk a lot and there's arguments a lot. Call him Tom, I get that name from it. Okay. If that is the case, that's exactly what they're showing me here, that there's a lot of presence. He has a lot to learn and a lot to teach you. But the other thing that I find really, really interesting is that they're literally showing me to anchor your energy into Miguel. And it feels a little weird, because I would never usually say something like that to somebody, because it could almost sound like an energy drain. But it just feels like there is this channel going through Miguel right now, and they're literally showing me to anchor and root on, onto the solid person. He finds me stubborn. Yeah, okay. That's good, because what he's actually going to be doing is, like, when he's testing you and he's pushing you and he's making uncomfortable, he's actually helping you to tap in better. He's forcing you And really what it feels like is he's forcing you to use the right words, because I can almost hear him say, no, you didn't say that right. It's like, you didn't say it the way that I said it. And I can feel him like just getting really testy about it. And, throwing it back on you, like, you need to say it this way or this the right way or whatever. And it honestly feels really good as far as you exercising this part of the self, the part of the brain that does receive the information, which goes through the mouth, and you got to be able to communicate it. It's like, really, everybody is psychic, right? Everyone is psychic, but you need to know what you're tapping into, and you need to be able to communicate it is the biggest thing here. That's like one of the most important skills that you've got to develop in doing this. So if you have a guide that's already doing that, that is awesome for you. Yeah, honestly, it's funny because he feels parental, but he also has this very like close cousin sibling kind of vibe. You have a lot of guides, Naomi.
Yeah.
You have like a lot of guides. Because the other one, I don't know if you have any kind of Native American descent in your lineage, but I keep feeling this Native American pull as well. I can see a male and female as part of your guides. They're like this little team. They're so cute. And it reminds me of the energy between you and Miguel. And that's where I'm getting this impression of you really relying on your unit. Which is Miguel, not Miguel's unit, but you know what I mean, Miguel.
Sorry.
It's just something. It's just something about this energy of the bond that they're really showing me. It's giving you this important anchor, and that's the biggest thing. So do not be afraid of the confrontation and conflict with him, with your guide. He really is exercising your abilities very, very well. So give Tom some love. I'm sending you love, Tom, too. I hear you. I got you. We've got it. We got there. Okay. Don't get mad at me. I've already done my piece. And really just make sure you're taking the energy from the right way. Remember that unit that's so important between the two of you. It's really reflective in your guides and lineage, and it's bringing something really important too. I think that has something to do also with the land that you're getting to and why there's some kind of sacredness to it. I'm telling you, there's some kind of Native American connection here. But maybe you'll discover that.
Very, which is why I could have felt about the tobacco. It feels like placing an
Yes. Oh,
offering
absolutely.
on
Yeah,
the
that was the
ground
first thing.
for
That
some
was like the
reason.
first thing.
Yeah.
And
It
there's truth
just
to that.
feels
That
like
works.
placing an offering may help move it along. Now I can't guarantee that. Like I'm but it's not going to hurt to try it. It just feels like placing an offering may help with all of this. So that's hilarious. All
Good
right.
Lord.
So I believe Luna is next. I hope that helps, Nimi, for sure.
If you're listening over on I Want to Believe or Facebook, I will not be able to see your questions. Of course, you can ask one, but you have to be over on Oracle Intuition's YouTube channel. So please pop over there, hit subscribe, hit that like button, and then go ahead and put your question in the comments here in the chat. Of course, as always, if you don't get a chance to read with me or Kathy today, you can find us on our websites here. For me, it's thedreamteacher.com. You can book appointments, shoot me an email if you have any questions, get in touch with me, download some hypnosis. So over at thedreamteacher.com. And for Kathy,
at oracleintuitions.com or Facebook. And did you just say that? My Facebook or my Instagram? Sorry. I'm like, I was reading the comments, so I was like completely over.
It is a rare day today here.
I don't know.
Cathryn. Hi, Cathryn. I haven't seen you in a while, dear.
Yeah. It's been a while since she's been here, so it's good to see you. Luna is next. What was Luna's question?
All right, Luna. So Gemini, what's in store for mine and Gilbert's? Gilbert is a Virgo relationship next year.
Oh, Gilbert's a Gemini, and this I'm
Gilbert's Virgo.
Virgo. I'm
She is Gemini.
assuming that this is a love. We've read on Gilbert before, have we?
I don't know if I remember Gilbert.
Like, this is a romantic relationship. I just want to make sure before we, if Luna can just, because I'm not sure if we've read on him before or if this is a new person.
Oh no, where'd my donation list go? I'll post it right now. Okay. Hey Melody. Hi love.
Okay. So we have read for her. Okay. Just give me a second to tap into this energy here. No, I mean, here's the thing. If we're talking about, like, the full year, that's going to be a little bit harder energy, because I do feel it's going to, a lot of things are going to really depend on how every step is handled for some reason within next year, because I do feel that there's going to be some energy here of up and down. Okay. Now, this doesn't mean particularly negative. When we go into the down, it just feels like there could be some distance and then coming back together, distance back together. I feel like with Gilbert, there has this energy here of him. I feel a lot of nervous energy with Gilbert for some reason. Nervous, not again in a bad way. It just feels like a nervous energy of, when you know something and you're ready to make that decision, but you're nervous about making the decision. It has that type of energy. It's like this energy of knowing that he wants to maybe perhaps be with you, or that he wants things to come together or work, but he just feels very there's a lot of nervous energy around it. And so because of that, I do feel at times there's going to be some quiet moments. Yeah, anticipation. It's like that Jenny is with the words today. I tell you, I'm going to Jenny is my thesaurus today because apparently Kathy can't talk. But yeah, it's like that. It's that nervous anticipation energy. And I do feel that he wants to make this work, but at the same time, there's some fear. So there might be some energy of stepping back. When that stepping back energy happens, I think it's going to be really important for you to be clear about what it is that you want out of the relationship. But I also feel that this is, but not to chase or pursue. So if he takes a step back, just let it be, to some degree. Now, that doesn't mean that when he comes back, you can, you jump right into the remessaging or the retalking, or like, you basically are going to have to state, look, at this is not okay with me. This is not okay that you disappear and expect that I'm just going to be here, because I do feel some of that back and forth energy. However, what I'm getting here is that this relationship will increase and become stronger and have a stronger bond to it. So I feel again like this is going to be a lot of that honesty coming from you, basically saying like, look, this is not acceptable. You can't treat me like I'm disposable or convenient or whatever it is. But what I'm getting here is like this bond between you grows stronger. So I feel like the beginning of the year, it could be a stronger energy, and then a little bit of a dip, and then coming back and a little bit of a dip. But I'm getting here by about the middle of the year, about the middle of the year is where that bond really starts to form between the two of you and becomes a strong, where you guys are ready to take that next step. That's what I get. Okay. As now, remember that timelines can change. Okay. So this could happen a little bit sooner. It could happen a little bit later, but I do feel that he wants to make this bond a lot stronger between the two of you. So I hope that's helped. I hope that's given you some clarity with that.
This is interesting, Luna, Liza, whichever you want me to call you here. So what I keep being shown first right now, just in the energy between the two of you, is Spirit is showing me that there really is this beautiful vibration of you two really embracing and stepping into the unknown. And I feel for whatever reason, this is extremely important for the both of you, of embracing. It seems like a natural instinct to really want to plan everything out and take control and whatever, is coming or happening in your connection. But for whatever reason, Spirit is showing me that there is this embrace right now of embracing the unknown, and it's allowed an energy of harmony to enter into your connection, a whole other level of harmony that I feel like you may not have seen before or anticipated or understood. But it feels huge. It feels like a really, really great space for your energy to be in, because I just keep being shown that things are in a state of balance here. Now, as far as this next year, I specifically keep seeing that there are changes with Gilbert. That's where I'm feeling a lot of the shift. And specifically what I'm shown is that Gilbert, over this next year, really, really opens himself up. I keep feeling him understanding a deeper aspect with the emotions. I feel him being even more vulnerable. And I don't know why this feels important, but it's as if he seems like a better friend. Now, I'm not saying that he's like making a better friend than he is lover or partner or anything like that. What I'm saying is that's the energy that they're showing me, is that he's more supportive, where you feel like, okay, now I can 100% talk about this. Or it's like all these new openings in him allow new points of connection for the both of you, as if you start to see things differently. You understand things on a whole other level with one another. And also loyalty keeps coming up really strong, with him either like proving a sense of loyalty, a whole new layer of intimacy that opens up between the two of you. This is like, I mean, this next year is really going to be beautiful. Now, it's not without its challenges. Like in the beginning of the year, I can feel like, okay, there's a little bit of haze. You're still kind of lost in those clouds. Like I was mentioning before, it was a feeling of things being in the unknown, kind of being in the void. Um, March is what I'm also feeling like this could be a time where you're really feeling one another out. You're feeling an energy of like, okay, we're going through a transition. What comes next? I feel a lot of sensitivity during that time. But it's like when April hits, I feel you both having this sense of invigoration. There's a freshness, there's a newness. And this is what I feel really takes the tone for the majority of the year. It's the two of you wanting to get out, go to different places, connect with different energies. And it just feels like there's a refresh in your connection. So I definitely would recommend keeping that pace that I'm being shown in your energy, of like really trying to embrace that unknown. You can't plan everything out in the future. There are things that, will never be in your control. And so learning to work with that space. We often talk about this as a philosophical question about, how do we deal with the unknown? Do we fear it, or do we accept it and embrace it? And that's essentially what that's our human perception of the future. We don't particularly always know the future. So how do we embrace it? How do we interact with it? Do we fear it, or do we welcome it? I'll give you a hint. As psychics, you have to embrace the future. So it definitely works to shed more light, to see more insight and information when you do embrace it, welcome it, and accept it, versus fear the unknown. That's a whole other state of creating the future that a lot of law of attraction specialists will warn you about 100%. So it really feels like some really good things in this next year for the both of you. A couple rocky moments, I think, in the start of the year, but otherwise you're good to go. You're good to go, Luna.
JD was asking if you received the donation.
I've got one from Garv Dudwall, I believe. So GD, okay.
Okay, perfect.
I got it, GD.
Awesome, and thank you so much. I believe that Will is next.
Will. No, Jenny.
Oh, okay, Jenny.
Jenny's up next.
What was Jenny's question?
All right, Jenny's Sagittarius, of course. Would like a love reading. He is Aries.
Oh. Wow. Okay. Did she give his name?
No.
Jenny, can I get his first name? Wow. Okay, so I'm really getting now. I have to ask a question here too. Is this guy? I feel like there's some spiritual energy with this guy, like very, very strong. So I don't know if he's spiritually inclined, if he's talked about spirituality in some way, because I'm really getting a very strong energy, and it's really weird. I keep hearing the word guidance. So it feels as though there's guidance coming either from this man to help you in some way, or it feels as though you guys will be guided, but he's got a very, very strong energy. Now, as far as romance between the two of you, is this guy kind of new? Like, is this somebody that you've just met, or maybe not just met, or you know what I mean? Like, but like he's new. He's not. I don't know what the word is. Like, I don't feel it's like you're. It's a
Is the
newer energy.
connection new? I mean, it could be somebody
Yeah.
familiar, but the connection has a newness to it.
A newness, yeah.
It does.
It's not new. Interesting. Is this isn't your current partner though, is it? I'm trying to just, because there's a very, very, I've been with him. So, okay. So this is your, person or whatever. It just feels as though there's a very strong energy here. It feels as though, like, again, I keep getting the word guidance, or, some sort of guiding energy here. I feel like, I don't know if there's been some sort of a change with this connection. Okay. Like, because the connection itself still feels new. Like, that still feels new in some way. So I don't know if you guys have gotten closer, or I don't know if something's happened here, is basically what I'm saying. Like, it feels as though there's been a change within the energy. Like, it feels like new energy coming through. I don't know if he's had a spiritual breakthrough of some sort. It does feel very, there is a dominant energy to some degree that I do get with him. It feels as though he has that, well, kind of that Aries energy, kind of dominant, fiery, like, can be, maybe there's a temper there, but I don't feel like he's violent or anything like that. I just, get that like passion, like energy, fiery type of energy. Is there something that like in specific that you want to know in regards to this with
Well, if you
this?
don't mind,
Yeah,
if I
go
could
ahead.
just kind of tap in
Yeah.
here.
Because I feel like there's something I'm not exactly sure
I
what's
can feel
going on.
exactly. I know exactly what you mean here. I know that there's like something that's being looked for. So the first thing I'm shown here, Jenny, is that it feels like for a while it's been emotionally distant, and I
Mhm.
feel like your connection has been thrown up in limbo for a while. I'm actually seeing even like a lot of, I don't know, overthinking, overanalyzation, maybe even like paranoia in the mind or something like that because of that distance. It's like there's too much that's open to chance that is making the mind go in overdrive. I'm feeling there's been a lot of like whatever's happened in your connection has been internally reflected as well. And so when I'm looking specifically at Jeff, his thoughts, his feelings towards you,
Mhm.
I keep being shown that he has been, I think this is that newness. There is a new sense of vulnerability in him. I feel him being ripped open, and I feel him being quite confused by this in some way, but it's all showing him a different way of connecting with himself and having a different relationship with himself, and one that actually involves the intuition. So I don't know if you have been waiting for him to do this or trying to get him to do this in some way, but I do feel this like really important breakthrough on his side, where it feels like, okay, now there's like this channeling, there's this energy kind of flowing in. And so when I'm asking Spirit what's to come between the two of you, what you can see, expect, experience here, it keeps showing me that you two are going to be playing like little kids. They show me kids playing in the garden and climbing trees and like having fun. Like it really feels like there is a playful energy that wants to come out between the two of you. It's something about enjoying this immaturity, which really isn't immaturity, because in that childlike state we're just little sponges, and we're more pure, I think, and honest with ourselves and others. And really, whenever Spirit shows me like adults as children, it's really speaking to that soul level, because we really can assimilate the soul to like that sense of youth, and this part of us, that we were born into this world who we do not look like anymore. They often do that. So I feel like, this is a great symbol of you and your souls being able to play. This feels huge. This feels really, really big here. It's like there's been some kind of a
Breakthrough.
yeah, and maybe in the past there was just this like emotional disconnect where it's like you were almost there and it felt like things were there, but then something happened and you saw that you're on different levels, and in that state of limbo, in that weird space of like the void. And now for whatever reason they're just showing me, I don't know what triggered it, but they are showing me this sort of opening within Jeff
Mhm.
that is allowing a whole new path for him, and the way his emotions, intuition speak through himself to be filtered differently. And now it's allowing the two of you to play quite literally in that garden. So it feels like a nice energy, honestly.
When I'm looking at the energy itself, again, it feels like like a new connection. It's like something rediscovered, reborn, rebirthed in some manner. Um, and I really like this energy. And this, when you mention about him, you feel he's your twin flame. We got to remember that, with the twin flame connection, you are going to go through, those periods of that opening. And what are you doing there?
It
that
says
those,
the dream teacher on it. I wanted to share.
oh. It goes through those openings of learning and allowing and reconnection and rebirth. It's almost like one will grow, one will absorb the energy of each one will absorb the energy of the other. So I feel like as he's going through this process, he is opening more and more. He is listening. He is very open to learning about. I also am hearing too that because of this connection, or because of his connection, his feelings for you, he really does want to open. He wants to learn more about it. He wants to learn where you are in your path forward. And I feel like he does want to try to keep up with this. Okay. Now I know that you had kind of a second question in there really quick. I'm just going to, answer in regards to your messages. I don't get spirit guides names. So I'm just going to talk in regards to the message that's really quickly coming through. I keep hearing the word warrior. I don't know exactly what it is that you've been I keep hearing the word warrior for you in particular. And I feel like whatever it is that you're fighting for or championing, is that the right word? Championing?
Championing. Yeah.
Championing. I'm like, I don't know. For to continue whatever it is. I feel like you have a lot of guidance behind you. You have a lot of strength behind you. And if you don't know exactly what that is at this moment, although I do feel that you already know what it is, continue. You'll know what it is right away. But you've got the guides behind you supporting you with this movement forward. And I feel like you may already know what this is that they're talking about. So I hope that helps.
Yeah, I definitely feel that energy of support. I know exactly what you're talking about here, Kathy. I keep getting that impression that the guides are really communicating about being solid in communication specifically, but they're also showing me a vision of like letting things bounce off of you, letting yourself have that thicker skin, because for whatever reason you seem to be thrown people who want to cause friction or frictious like energy. So they're showing me to like really monitor the skin, right? The thickness of the skin, and that just means what you're absorbing and what is being deflected off of you. I also am really being pulled, so I'm not getting any names in specific with a guide, but I am seeing a specific time. I'm being brought like back to medieval times, like castles. I'm seeing a very specific castle. I feel like you spent a life here, past life, lifetime, or something. And there's something about you being obsessed with looking up at the stars. So maybe you were some kind of star mapper or something in this past life. Well, that person feels, whoever was connected with you, it feels male, who kind of taught you things. And as a female, it was like weird for you to study these things. So I don't know if you've ever experienced this kind of energy in this lifetime, but they're showing me that it was weird for the girls to learn about this stuff, but you were like so adamant about learning about it, and you would just sit up and look at the stars all the time. And this male is the one that was really teaching you about things. He was like older, wiser, very much like that kind of sage energy. So it just feels like he's still connected with you. And I feel like he sees you every time you look up. Oh God, why does that make me feel emotional? Like, oh my God, like every time you look up at the stars, like he sees you. And it's just this like really weird, proud moment he's conveying to me. It's so interesting. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. I'm sorry. It just feels really beautiful. And I feel like he's kind of watching you. I also feel him. I don't know. Sometimes I think he can be a little cold, but he doesn't mean to be. There is this softness in him, but it's just how he says that that's how he was treated. So, he just tries to convey it in those ways that he knows create like success or create movements in whatever way. So, he feels pretty predominant, and I know that he would welcome communication and conversation with you. So really, open that up. I'm feeling some kind of a name like Artemis or something like that. Like I can't tell for sure. He wants you to communicate with him, but it feels, I just keep getting the A impression pretty strongly here. So definitely open that up and some good meditation for sure. I know he's welcoming the communication with you. So
Beautiful.
that's beautiful. I love that. That's that medieval time. I don't know if you've been to a Renaissance festival or something and just feel some kind of pull or love those kind of movies. Oh, okay. Makes sense. I'm drawn to that time. Okay. Yeah. Look at that.
Fantastic.
Oh, I love that.
I believe Will is next.
Yes, Will is next. I just want to throw something out there as well, though. For anybody else that's asking about guides, they want to connect with you.
They
So
do. And a lot of people don't realize that they kind of, we all have guides. So, never question, do I have guides? Of course you do. You always have guides. They're always there. And they do want to connect, but we do have to sometimes, once you start talking to your guides, they will communicate. They will give you those signs. They will give you those answers that you're looking for.
my guides are telling me that we should have a how to connect to your guides class.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would
I
be
think
good.
that could be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
We
I
can
think it
sit,
would be
have
cool.
some coffee or tea, connect with guides.
Yeah.
I think that could be really cool.
I think that would be a lot of fun, actually. Yeah.
Hey, Neelam. Yes, there is a lottery list, so you can go ahead and
Yeah.
submit your question there, and we'll put you on that list. So far, I'm not seeing anybody on the lottery list. If you did submit for lottery, please let me know. Garv, I have your question. You are on our list. So we've got Will up next, then Kayla, then Kayla, and then Garv.
Okay.
And then if we have any other lottery, please let me know if I missed your question, if I did not say your name or we didn't get to your reading already. Oh, wait, Andrea. Where's Andrea? Where's my Andrea's question?
Was she lottery or?
No, she donated.
Okay.
There it is. There's her question.
Okay.
Cathryn, thank you, love. I knew that.
Right.
It was all getting mixed up here.
What is
Okay.
Will's question?
So, Will, Taurus, general reading for December. Life, love, money, career, etc. Anything that comes up. Also, what does December 21 mean?
I don't know. Did somebody tell you something about December 21? I'm not getting anything in regards to that, like just midair type of thing. Okay. For the month of December, career. There's a lot of okay, so I feel like there's a lot of strong energy coming in here for you, Will. What I am getting though is that there's still a lot of broad energy coming through. Okay, and when I say that, it feels like the end of December is going to be a lot stronger for you. Okay. Like it feels like the end of December, that's where you're starting to really make decisions. It feels as though, or you've come to a decision by the end of December. I feel like the first few weeks here are still going to be a little bit choppy, a little bit up and down, not because of, other people's energy, but it feels like you have decisions to make. It feels like there's some settling that you need to do. So I don't know if this is like unpacking, settling, getting yourself prepared, kind of setting up is what I keep getting. And it feels like that's happening in these first couple of weeks. I'm also getting here as far as it feels like there's I keep hearing like set your place up. it feels like you're going to have company. Okay. I feel like you're having some female company in the next few weeks. And I'm not sure exactly. Did you get a new apartment? You just moved out of your apartment. So did you get a new place? Are you by yourself? Because it feels as though like you're going to have some company. I want to say about the second week of December, like going into about the second week, just before Christmas. It even could be around Christmas in some way. But it feels as though there's going to be stronger decisions coming at the end of the month. Okay. Oh, you're staying with your neighbor. Okay. But set your place, like wherever it is that you're staying, like if this is a room or whatever, it just feels like there's some sort of company. I'm not exactly sure what that's about, but I feel it happening. I want to say that you're still juggling the first couple of weeks of December. Okay. Now, this isn't a bad thing. It doesn't feel like a negative type of, juggling stuff. It feels as though you're juggling to make stronger decisions. And I really feel those stronger decisions are coming around the end of December. Again, possibly the last week. Now, when we talk about the number 21, so 2 is about connections. 1 is about staying within a positive mindset. Remember, like 1111, the number 1. This is about what, keep your thoughts in a positive place. And number 2 is usually about connections. So what I'm getting here is especially if you're seeing 21, this really tells me to stay positive in regards to connections. I feel like somebody else has decisions to make too, but their decisions are leaning towards you. It's like they're trying to come closer to you. They're trying to make some sort of solid connection with you, but it is still going to take some time. It's not quite there yet. And it's not because that they don't want to or that the connection isn't solid. It still feels like they have decisions of their own that have to be cleared or made stronger in some way. Okay, so I do that, staying positive and keeping faith. Yeah. So that could be just a validation of that energy, but I still feel, especially in this first couple of weeks, it may feel like you want to kind of be, it's like you want that solid decision to come in, but it's not quite ready yet. Okay. Last week we talked about Jamie. Has the connection been better with Jamie? Because I do feel, again, her like wanting to make this connection with you, but there's still this energy here that something needs to be cleared, something needs to be taken care of. It's not quite the time yet, but that time is coming. And again, I feel like the end of December. Okay. When we talk about the end of December, I'm talking about like the last week, maybe the last week and a half. Like this isn't going to be like the last day. I feel like every day is coming closer to that connection in a stronger way. I don't know what you're picking up, Brandon.
So I'm so sorry I didn't listen. I've been trying to set up these orders here and this list. So if I say something that's repeating, take it as good validation, but also I apologize because I didn't hear everything that Kathy was saying. Trying to get the list together, and I do have everybody, so we're good to go. First, Will, I keep being shown that there is a really important connection that needs to be made in December. And you're going to be shown exactly what that is. Spirit is showing me that there's a little bit of a detachment from the body and the spirit. And they're showing me that this does actually have to happen because of this transformation that is happening on a high frequency or high energy level. What they're showing me is that this inner talk, inner dialogue, is what is going through the transition, and it needs to be more in support, more in your favor. They're showing me a lot of energy of like astral travel, really getting into that. Honestly, it's like a soul space. And this feels really beautiful personally. Now, here's the thing to kind of look out for. They are showing me that love is getting a lot of interest in December.
Mm-hmm.
But they are showing me to not let yourself be deluded by emotions. So that doesn't mean to not enjoy them, but just don't let yourself get caught up that that's the only thing that you focus on, because there is an important internal transition. There is an important process happening here within yourself. So you don't want to neglect that just because this new shiny object is fun and more fun and, weird.
It's kind of like, don't forget about your career. Don't forget about the things that
Yes.
are important to you.
Yes.
Don't give up the wrestling and all of that because of this connection. Sorry.
So it is important not to neglect that other stuff.
Yeah.
Does seem to kind of be a lot happening at once right now, and that feels very different for your spirit here, and maybe different than it was even just a year ago. But if you just stay focused and like, okay, I myself am making myself better constantly, and you keep that pace, you keep that anchor, then you're golden, and everything else flows before that. Excuse me, sorry, I'm reading another word. Everything else flows from that space, and that romantic connection, the loving things, those are all going to flow as well. Because let's see if anybody can remember one of my infamous sayings: the relationships you have with others directly reflect the relationship you have with yourself. That's going to come into full-fledged awareness for you in this month, Will. So you've got some good energy. Don't allow yourself to get too detached. Keep that sense of grounding, but enjoy this sort of internal transformation process that's happening, because it does translate into, honestly, all aspects and areas of your life. It's such a good time. I love it. I really feel like his energy is just blossoming.
It's getting stronger each, like even each week that you come to us, it's like a stronger energy. It's figuring out who Will is on a stronger level. But again, I really feel like this first couple of weeks in December, and that might be why that energy is a little bit slower. It's to make sure that you're not getting into this place of suddenly focusing on a relationship or suddenly just focusing on that one thing. You've worked so hard. I keep hearing you've worked so hard with the wrestling and the other things, that you don't want to remove that focus off of that because of a relationship. And I do feel, I have to be honest here, I feel it's a little bit of a test. If you're staying focused on what it is that you're desiring for the long-term future, everything will sort of come together. You don't need to just focus on this relationship. You don't need to just focus on the wrestling. It's really trying to live in this moment, and all of those decisions and the things that are supposed to happen are most definitely going to happen. But again, it's really kind of pulling at you as to not to focus on just that relationship, or whatever it is. Like that's going to be extremely, extremely important. So, and we have one of those scammers coming in here that
wouldn't
we
be a night
talked
without
about.
one.
Hui healer can go off. So there we go. Anyway, he's gone. But yeah, it will. I have to, I'm just going to say, I'm so proud of you. Like, when we started reading for you, what was it, like a year ago? Your energy is like 3 times stronger than, if not more than when you originally started coming to us. And I mean, you had a strong energy then, but now you're really, I guess the word is, and I don't know if it's a non-masculine word because I don't mean it to be, but you're blossoming like so much and just growing, and you're so strong now. And it's almost like nothing's going to hold you down. I feel like that's why this is so, so important to really continue this path and really stay in this present. Okay. Because I think that's going to make that massive difference. So, I hope that's helped and given you some clarity. Yeah. So I believe Andrea is next. Is that right?
Yeah, I was asking people if they didn't mind. There's a little mix up. I can't put you on the list unless I have your question, regardless of when the donations do come in. So whenever I get the question, that's when I put you on the list. So maybe that's why there's a little bit of mix up there. So I was just making sure people were okay. Because Andrea seems to want to keep that position of where she
That's fine. We can just do it.
was.
What is your question?
Okay. And then we'll do Kalia here, and then we'll do Kay, and then Garv. So Andrea is Pisces. I just wanted to know what Spirit wants to tell me about Greg. The thoughts about him have been coming up stronger in the past week and a half for some reason.
Okay. Just give me a second here. Okay. You and Greg are... I feel like I keep hearing the word balance with you guys for some reason. It feels like things are balancing now. I don't know. Are you guys in communication at all, or have you had communication? When was the last communication, I guess, is what I'm asking here. Because it feels like there's a lot of things that need to be released here, is what I'm getting with your energy. And it really is coming through. Here's the interesting thing. I'm getting that Greg has a lot of things that he needs to release. Boy, okay, so I'm getting this really strong 5D realm communication that seems to be coming in. It really feels like you might not be communicating on this level, but you guys are most definitely hearing each other in this 5D realm. What I'm receiving here is that he's been thinking about you, you've been thinking about him, and it feels as though this energy is trying to come through simply because of fact or things that need to be let go of, things that need to be released. There's a lot of I don't know if resentment exactly is the right word, but it feels as though there's a lot of worry and fear and anxiety, and maybe to some degree there is, elements of resentment or anger or disappointment. I feel like disappointment is more the stronger word. So when he's coming through, or when you've been thinking about him, I feel like he's been doing the same there. Again, that 5D communication is really coming through. So, but here's the interesting thing, Andrea. Even though you feel like you're not resisting it, there's an element of you that is resisting the deep down energy that's coming in. It almost feels as though you're trying to maybe block it, or you don't want to dig into the down and dirty of it for some reason. Like it feels as though you're trying to kind of keep it on a little bit of a surface level, or you're trying to, it's kind of like saying, I like the color blue, but when really the color is like an aqua green, blah, 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 blah. Like it feels like you have to go a little bit deeper in order to let go of some things. I had to let him go. Really he couldn't decide what he truly wants in life, especially about a third party. So that makes a lot of sense. That's where that resentment kind of comes in. Andrea, here's the thing. If you're angry, you're angry. You don't need to cover that up. If you're hurt, you're hurt. And a lot of times we try to say, oh, it's okay, it's, or we're hurt, but we're not letting that true hurt out. We can kind of be in that place of, it hurt me, but what are the details of the hurt? Okay, does that make sense? Like, what are the details of the hurt? What exactly really hurts you? Go into that and do that releasing. And then what I'm getting here is that he is also been thinking about you. There's a lot of regret that he has in regards to this energy with you. I'm actually hearing, so I don't know exactly what's going on with him, but I feel like he's getting some karmic ass kicking in some way that is also coming through, because of the fact that he's not listening. Okay. Like something is kicking his butt. I don't know if this could be just emotional, it could be physical, there could be things that are, just going on in his element or his world, but it feels as though he's getting some sort of karmic butt kicking. And which happens when we don't listen to our spiritual selves, when we don't listen to where it is that we are supposed to go. We do get a lot of karmic kicking, and I feel that's exactly what's happening to him. But I am getting here that that there's this 5D 5D communication going on.
100%, Kathy. Like, that is so spot on. What I keep being shown is that there was some old anchor that had made its way home in this connection, and like that's what's being used. I feel that psychic communication between the both of them, and of course both being Pisces. I mean, that is just par for the course in the Pisces nature here. So what I keep picking up on is a definite need in Greg. Like, I feel him feeling like he wants to ride in, show up with some flowers, show up with some energy, change the direction, change the path. It really, I can feel him having that compulsion almost. And it feels like it is being fed from that higher energy or higher source. I do feel like it's all still coming from the foundation of the connection between the two of you, which still feels there. Like, that still feels like it's there. And I think that's why you've been being pulled to it. He's been being pulled to it. I don't think it's the one or the other. Like, I don't think it's you sending a message telling him to show up or vice versa. I don't think it's him, sending you any psychic message. It just seems that it's like something that was built in that realm is what is being revisited right now. Now, when I'm looking into his intentions, this is where I'm feeling a little weird, because it looks like he wants to be positive. It looks like he wants to like kind of open things back up between the two of you, but it feels very ambiguous, and it almost feels like he's trying to siphon off some of your energy. So I would definitely be careful, because when I'm looking at what's coming up between the two of you, I'm still feeling this distance. I'm still feeling almost a little bit of like, it feels like an energy of ignorance, because what Spirit is showing me is that there is a sort of missed step in the mind that's totally forgetting about why everything ended. So that, for whatever reason, feels like it could be a little bit of a misstep. Like, oh, no, you're not seeing me. And of course, Andrea, I feel like this is, that part is coming more from Greg, or it's like, okay, I totally forgot why even things ended, and, why they got to where they did, and, what my responsibility was in that. And I feel that being forgotten about. So if you're looking for maybe an apology or something from him, I would tell you not to expect that. What Spirit is showing me is this is a really important lesson on value and about what you are valuing. I think we've talked about this before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's a really important lesson on, okay, I know my self-worth and my self-value, and I know what I deserve, and I'm not going to let somebody step in to drain my energy. So I think just be very careful. I think it's beautifully kismet that you are having dreams about him, but just be careful that it doesn't turn into an energy drain. I would even go so far as to advise really disconnecting all those other higher realms. Just because you don't want things happening unconsciously, like him popping up in your dreams and all these other things. But that's up to you. That's totally up to you. He mentioned that one time he feels like he's recharged when he's with me, and that made me feel distance too. But he really goes back and forth with his mind and heart. Yeah. It seemed like he didn't remember why we got to the point. Yeah, see, I feel that coming back up again. So just be careful. Again, I think it's beautiful that you can even connect on that realm, because I will always honor and value those connections. But just make sure that it's not taking away what you're trying to gain at this point, which is that self-reliance. And I think the last time we read for you, Kathleen and I both were talking about how your energy was in such a great place. Like you were just popping. It's such a delight, and that's still there, but it feels like that other energy is kind of sat on top, and it's resting on top right now. So you just might want to make sure to cleanse your energy, that you're not getting drained from something that you're not super sure about right now. Because obviously I can tell you that he had that action, that idea of like, I want to ride in and bring flowers. But I'm telling you, beyond that, he has no idea what to do. So
Yeah.
I think just be careful.
I completely agree with that, but I do feel that the energy is coming up because of releasing. So
Absolutely.
just allow yourself to, go through what it is that you need to release. Like if it's coming up for a reason. So just sort of look at the energy, look at the maybe the question or the time period or what happened between you that is coming up, and allow it to let go of. Okay. And I feel like that's going to really help ground you moving forward too.
That's the biggest thing. Love lets go, right? Fear
Yeah.
is what clings and grasps for dear life. No, 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 no. But love is like, I feel you, dog. We're cool. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna force you into anywhere. I'm not gonna hold you, blah, blah, blah. Love lets go. And I think it's a good way of testing that out, to be
Yeah.
honest.
And I just read your comment. Yeah, he's definitely getting a karmic kicking. So, at this point, just kind of take a step back
Mhm.
and let karma sort it all out, because karma is really good at all of that. And it's funny because, again, the more people don't follow their path, the more karma comes in. So he'll see. Yeah.
Mhm. All right, so
We are on to
Kalia is up next.
okay.
Yes,
And what did
Sarah,
Kalia?
next week. Please come back next week. This show is usually open like hours before, so you can like send in your donation and secure your spot. If you stay subscribed, you'll be able to see when the show is scheduled, and you can pop in, send the donation anytime. Thedreamteacher@gmail.com if you're with PayPal, or if you prefer and you're in Canada, to do e-transfer to crogers5555@gmail.com. That'll secure your spot right away. All right, Kalia, are you with us, love? Kalia, then Kay, and then Garv.
Okay.
Of
What
course,
was Kalia's
Andrea.
question?
You're always welcome, love.
And thank you so much, Sarah. Yeah, again, we're here at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. So, but you can send it in ahead of time, absolutely. And if people send it in ahead of time, we will put it into order of how it comes in. So, if you were to send it in before the next show, you'll be like at the top of the list, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So.
Yeah, I guess we can just make that stipulation now, that when your donation comes in, that can be where your question is.
Yeah.
So that way there's no more confusion. I don't want anybody getting upset because they feel like they got skipped or whatever. We're going to get to all of y'all. We've never, not once, skipped out on somebody's reading. Yes, we might run out of time for lottery, but we've never run out on our priority people.
What was Kalia's question?
I don't see Kalia here, so I don't know if you want to skip Kalia and go to somebody else that is here, because Kay is here.
Sure, we can do Kay first and then Kalia second. And then we can always, she can always watch it after.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
okay. What was Kay's question?
Okay, so Kay, what is to come for S and I? Does she still have that sexual feeling towards me, or is she trying to shove all feelings aside because of her boyfriend? You said they're going to split up.
Yeah, okay. So I still feel she's in a place of confusion and some sort of indecision. Oh, Kalia is here.
We'll
but
get you next, Kalia. Sorry.
yeah. But with the boyfriend, okay, so I still feel this break happening. Now, it's not going to be, I'm going to make this, I want to be clear about this. It's not going to be directly just because of you, but it's going to be showing her relationship or the communication between you and her is going to show her where she's missing stuff within the relationship with him. I hope that makes sense. It's sort of like, you're allowing her to see this other side. You're allowing her to see what it is that is out there for her. And so as she's going through this process, like I felt like there was some sort of disappointment in regards to her time off that she spent with him. So what I'm getting here is that relationship will naturally dissipate. Okay. But it's going to also dissipate because of that relationship that she has with you allowing her to see this other side. And I feel like this is also why, we picked up on the, keep the conversations going and, the, just the general chatter and the openness and all of that stuff. All of that is going to, come forward. It's going to allow her to really see different elements of how a relationship should be. And I don't think that she really had that opportunity in the past. And she especially didn't really have that opportunity with him. So I'm really getting here that it's going to, I feel like the friendship between you and her, or the communication between you and her is going to get stronger, especially once she really recognizes that he's not where she wants to stay or where she wants to be with her life. Was she thinking of you during her break? Yeah, absolutely she was. Which is why I feel like she was also very happy the fact that you had said, something along that lines of missing her, right? Because this is what she had been hoping for. So I feel like that friendship will build up stronger. And this might, include, you guys going out or being, getting together after work. And it might be start off as a friendship sort of thing. But I really feel she feels that sexual desire between the two of you, which she does want to explore. But there's a lot of head emotional gunk that she does have to clear up too. This is why it's going to be really important not to push it, not to really force anything. Just allow this naturally to occur, because I do feel that there is that opportunity where it will occur. And yeah, I think Brandon was saying earlier, it could even be around Christmas. Now, it may not be right at Christmas, it could be right after, but it's almost as though she's getting tired, or there's something about this relationship with him that is, she's recognizing that this isn't what she wants. This isn't the relationship that she wants in the future. Yeah.
So just to reiterate here, I heard you say this again, Kathy. I cannot place enough importance on this, Kay. The communication, it's such a huge piece. It's so big. I know it may seem so simple because we communicate all the time, every day, human beings, but there's something so incredibly important about it. Spirit keeps showing me a huge transformative energy behind this. It's like a transformation through communication. It gets anchored in the energy between the two of you. Now, when I'm looking at the sexual feelings, the sexual desire, it's 100% still there. I mean, I feel this pull. I can feel it through the chakras. I'm really feeling it in like the belly chakra. What is that? Solar plexus. Thank you. Um, and I feel it at the top of the pelt. Like there is something moving on here. What I'm not feeling is this is where I'm feeling the block. It's like right here. As soon as we get up into higher heart, this is where I do see that friction with her. It's like
Mhm.
oh God, like I can go with the flow. I feel it in my hips, but once I bring it up here, it freaks me the hell out. So there is still that little bit of friction in her with that reaction. It's a really interesting sensation, but that's kind of how energy travels through the body, etc. So it's like there is a little bit of block once it gets there. As far as her and her dude, I mean, I feel them realizing one, first of all, it's like the connection is being eaten away at constantly. Spirit keeps showing me the foundation, keeps kind of crippling. And I don't know if it has to do with them feeling more like friends than lovers, or if it's outside friends influencing. Either way, Spirit keeps showing me this like friend influence that's kind of taking all of this away. And that they are coming to this realization, when the foundation of anything is broken up or eaten away, it's not going to be able to hold firm. I do keep feeling that keeps happening in their connection, and eventually it is going to be able to crumble. But as far as you and her having some relationship, that is not what I can feel right now, because she does keep sort of blocking that higher heart expression. There is the sexual desire, there is that emotional pull, there is that sensuality, but she still hasn't fully
Mhm.
accepted this yet. She still hasn't even gone into the decision yet. Why do I make her nervous? She always puts her hair up when she's nervous around me. Well, maybe that's a feminine thing. I don't know. I know that. God, I remember watching this Tony Robbins thing a while ago, like years ago, and he called this girl out, and she like went like this with her hair, and he's like, "Don't do that shit with me. That's not gonna work on me." I'm like, "Oh my God." So I don't know if that's like some kind of longer hair or feminine thing to like spray the pheromones around or whatever it is. But it does feel like that is in response to you and to your energy. Um, it just feels like I don't know. I wouldn't read into that too much, but when you're feeling something internal that you're not usually feeling, yeah, that can totally make people nervous. You can totally get people in like a space of like, I don't know what to do with my hands. What do I do? I've known what to do my whole life with them, but now I don't know what to do. Ah. And that's great because that means that it is something new. It is getting her vulnerable, and you're seeing how she reacts to that vulnerability. Again, she's not fully letting it process up past here, but there is that sensuality, there is that feeling. So I think you can continue to explore that. But again, communication. Kathy and I both picked up on this. It's so incredibly important. If when in doubt, communicate it out. Like that's the biggest one.
Absolutely. Yeah. The communication is what's going to bring the two of you together faster. But again, you do not want to push anything. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
pushiness.
This,
And even, speaking from experience with people who identify as straight but are having, same feelings for somebody of the same sex, you never want to force any of that. Anytime I've encountered anything like that, it was always like, no, 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 you figure it out. You
yeah.
come to me.
I just want to so Kalia, so there was a lot of questions in there in what you had asked. If we could just kind of narrow that down to like what is it exactly that you're looking for? Because you were asking about moving to a country, job, career, love. We can't really answer all of that in the time that we have. If you could kind of just narrow it down as to what exactly that you're wanting or looking, and if there's any like for instance, if it's love life, is there somebody in particular that you want us to look into, or Are you seeking love? It's just a little bit too general at this point, if you can kind of narrow that down. And you're so welcome, Kay. I hope that that's helped. What were you going to say, Brandon?
I knew it was going to be job and moving. I just knew it because I keep getting this feeling that Kalia keeps getting pushed around, and I feel like it exemplified in the chat today, like in the order of like the readings. Like I could just feel this energy of like, oh, this is what happens to me at work, so it's fine.
Yeah, well, you go ahead if you're picking up on that. Absolutely, go ahead.
No. I go ahead. Let's see, Libra, Kalia, Libra, in regards to job and possible move to a different country or job opportunity. Okay, so it's all about moving and whatever potential job and moving together. See, I knew it. I knew it. You are like undervalued, Kalia. You are 100% undervalued. People just don't get you. They don't let themselves see past your surface for whatever reason. I keep picking up on that. And it's like, yo, I'm more than just these beautiful long locks, okay? I am like smart. Like I know what's going on. I see things that y'all don't even see. I just feel like I just feel this energy of you being undervalued and unseen in the way that you should be. I wonder what your North Node is in. I bet your North Node might be in Libra or something like that.
What country are you thinking about? Like, because it sounds as though, or what country are you in and you're thinking about moving to? Because I'm really getting here that is there some sort of wanting to move? I feel like overseas. I'm not exactly sure if that makes any sense. I don't know if you're picking up on anything at this point, Brandon. I just I need some time to kind of tap into this. So
I definitely feel like I have a job interview tomorrow. I'm not sure what to do, and I've been wanting to move to the States for a long time.
okay.
So I really do feel like there is opportunity in the States for you. I just don't feel that this is the exact right time. I keep being shown that there's still like some, I don't know. I'm being shown an energy of like something that needs to be buried still, something that has to fully process, be let go of. And at this point, I think if you were to go, I feel like you know that you would have to come back to finish something up. As far as a transition with work, 100%, I feel like you should be making a new job here. The job is international with opportunity to move potentially. Okay, see, there we go, directly in line here. So potentially, yes. I just I'm focusing on the work right now because Spirit keeps showing me this is not the like right now or the next month or 2 months. This is not the time to like jump up and move.
Yeah.
That just feels really important. As far as the new job, I do feel like there is a transition happening. I feel like there is something that is a little
that's
bit
exactly
more.
what I was picking up is like it feels as though there's going to be some sort of jump forward or jump
Yeah.
up, jump
Yes.
like a career advancement of some sort.
I keep definitely seeing you being in something that is more aligned with you, something that feels more harmonious. I feel like it could be a promotion or something moving up to where you are, but don't be surprised if it's somebody who's offering you a better position outside of that company because of just the energy that you kind of receive there. It's like, again, that not fully seen, people not being able to value you in the way that you honestly should be, and it shouldn't be that difficult. I feel like it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but other people do. I don't know. I don't think they have a vendetta against you. It's just I just think they just kind of look over you. This new job, it wouldn't happen right away, but it's a possibility. Okay, I think that you really would do well in the States, and if you are setting yourself up to potentially do that, I feel that that is golden. I'm just being shown right now is
Yeah.
not the time to make the move to the States. That feels really, really important. Because again, I think you would have to, if you did move, I think you'd have to go all the way back to like finish something and do something else. I think it would be a very frustrating thing, to the point where it even could make you feel like, okay, I just don't even want to go through with this anymore. So I don't want you to jump into that. I don't want you to
What can I
have to
ask
go backwards.
what country you're in now? If you don't mind me asking. Where are you located now? I don't know if she might take a minute to show up.
Yeah.
But she's in Canada. Okay.
Oh God, I'd want to get out of Canada too.
Right now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. But yeah, I you know what? I have to agree with Brandon here that I don't feel right now is the right time. I just feel a lot of hoops. There's a lot of hoops or a lot of things that you would have to jump through at this moment. I'm not exactly sure what that is about, but it just feels like right now at this time, it may be a little bit more difficult. I don't think that this is the right time at this moment. Now, that's not to say, in a month or two or something along that line, like absolutely maybe start applying. Or if you I love California. That's so funny. People keep saying I belong in California. I believe that because I feel like I belong in California too. But at this current moment, it does feel a little bit like it's not quite the time. It's not quite the time. There's still some things that need to be taken. I do feel an advancement though of some sort, which may make it easier for that movement into
in the States.
into the States. Yeah, it just feels like, let's say you apply for the job and it doesn't happen right away, or that maybe it'll take a while in order for you to get there. That's okay. All right, it just doesn't feel like right now is the time. And I feel like a lot of things are going to be cleared up, I want to say, in the next month or two, on a personal career type of manner. Like there's going to be a lot more clarity that's coming through, and that's where it'll be that time. I almost feel like you're going to know 100% when it's time to make that move. Like there's not going to be a doubt in your mind when it's that moment to go. That's why I've been thinking of this new job opportunity found me, and it's through a friend. I have an interview and she knows I want to be in California long term.
Oh my God, I was just gonna say, this is I keep hearing call in your favors, connect with the friends and call in your favors. This is the time to do it. So that's a perfect little confirmation here. I love that. This is definitely that time.
Still be very cautious is what I get with this new opportunity. I really check out all of the details, because again, it still doesn't feel quite the right moment to do this move. It could be that there's a lot more work involved than you originally anticipated with this position. Okay, so just sort of play it by ear, but I do feel that opportunity will come through, especially if your current position is in a good place at this moment. Okay. So I hope that helps.
You got this. I mean, you're right your instinct is right, Kalia.
Yeah.
There is a transition happening here, but this isn't anything to jump into hastily. It's just important to secure what you've got going on. Make sure I think you can get the advancement before you leave. Having that advancement, this higher up position in some way before you go, that really feels like to be the most important elements, because you'll be traveling with something better on your back, on your resume. So I think really look out for that that next opportunity of growth, even if it is in your current company or if somebody else offers it. Like I kept hearing, call in those favors right now. Keep networking with those people.
It's interesting also too is I really hear it's similar to what we were getting for Namie, like don't sell yourself short. And I feel like this particular position may not be as good of a economic and future opportunity as what you have right now. And again, you'll know exactly what it is when it's time to go, or when that perfect opportunity comes. Like you will just have that feeling. And I don't feel it's going to be very long. I do feel it's going to be fairly quick.
Yeah. Okay. We're in a lot of different transitions right now between intercontinental travel and all these different things with, health scares and whatever going on. It just feels important for it to be a secure thing, especially when moving to a whole other country. There could be all new hoops and things to jump through that you might get stuck by. It's better to let it sort itself out and someone to bring you there than try to force your way in.
Exactly. So I believe that we are on to our last donation of the night, which is
Garv.
Garth. Okay. What was Garth's question?
So Garv wants to know what to expect between me and GS from December moving into the new year. We're in no contact currently. Garv is Taurus and GS is Virgo, female.
Okay. So just to be really honest, Garth, I really feel that with GS, she can be kind of difficult at times. Okay. Like I feel kind of a difficult energy with her. I don't feel like it's not a nasty energy, or, she's not a bitch or anything like that. Like what I'm really getting here is that she has high expectations of herself. And this is not a bad thing. Like I feel like she has certain expectations. And you're so welcome, Kalia. I hope that's helped. I feel like she has certain expectations. Like she really is in this place. I almost want to say that there's a part of her that is kind of watched maybe a lot of Disney movies. I don't know. Like she has this expectation of romance or relationships or energy that she's sort of looking for on this plane. And the reason that I get that is I feel like with you, I feel like things will start to come together into December. But I'm going to be honest, I feel like you may have to, in some way, step up the rapport with her. Okay. And how I mean that is keep it realistic, but at the same degree, keep it a little bit more emotionally vulnerable, because I feel as though she's sort of looking for something. And you have a good portion of what it is that she's looking for, but she wants some more openness. It almost feels as though she really wants to hear more about, like, it's almost as though she's in this place of somebody, saying to her, you're beautiful, but it's not just about the physical looks. It's about her as a person in general. It's not just about, oh, you're pretty, so I'm just going to tell you how you look. It's like she wants to hear more. She wants more in depth. And I do feel that to some degree, she sort of looks at your communication as a little bit too I keep using that word. Sometimes I'll use that word surface, but it does feel a little bit surface, and she wants more in depth. And I feel like opening up yourself a little bit more emotionally, being more vulnerable, allow your not I'm not talking about, crying at every sappy movie or diapers commercial or anything like that. I'm talking about allowing her to really see who you are, but I'm also talking about, when you guys are speaking or communicating, to allow yourself to be more deep. And I feel like that's really what she's looking for. And it's almost as though she's looking for maybe the right word or the right sentence or the right movement in some way. And it's almost like she's waiting for that. When she thinks about you, I do get this energy of, that she wants to be with you, or that she wants to have this relationship with you, but she's just looking for something a little bit more in depth and deep as far as a long-term commitment. I do feel that in some way communication is going to come through again. Now, it almost feels like, to be honest, it feels like you're a little scared, or you're a little bit, when you do communicate, again, it feels very like, hey, how's it going? Rather than something a little bit more, hey, I've been thinking about you. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need to use those exact words, but that's kind of how it feels. It's kind of like, well, I'll just see how she's doing. Hey, how's it going? Rather than, you know what? You've been on my mind. I've been really thinking about you. I miss you. Something like that. It feels like she needs that in depth and that deep type of relationship coming in. And she wants to have that with you. This is what I get. So as far as December goes, I feel like if you can start really opening yourself up in some way, but don't make it false or fake, like really look into yourself and say, what is it that I feel about this woman? Okay, well, let me express it to some degree. Again, it doesn't mean like cutting open your guts and spilling them all over the table, but getting in a little bit deeper. Well, okay, you could. Yes, Brandon in that face,
It's
but
a gesture.
yeah. But it just feels to get a little bit deeper with her. And because that's really what she's desiring and wanting, or longing for. But she wants
Mhm.
it with you. She doesn't want it with some random person or some random stranger. But if somebody was to come in with that energy, she could end up that way. And that's why I'm feeling like it's time for you to just, stop leaving it at that kind of surface level and start to go deeper within yourself. And
Yeah.
allow that to be shown to her, because I feel if you can do that, you can actually start to make this relationship work. I'm actually also hearing too is that sometimes you may have done that, but then you take a step back and you shut it down again, and you think that you've kind of done enough. Okay. So see, there it goes. It was good for a bit, but then it went cool. You also have to keep that line of communication open too. Right.
Well, there is a whole
Yeah.
maybe I can color it a little bit differently here with this understanding. Um, so Garb, when I look at the energy between you two, obviously I feel, there is a detachment, but I've been really feeling a very specific energy of things being drained, as if the fun has been taken out of things.
Yeah.
So when I'm looking at GS here, her thoughts, her feelings towards you, she is mad. Like I feel her being pissed, and she's like, you know, when I'm looking at her intentions, I mean, I feel nothing but love wanting to blossom from here. I mean, she wants to love and be in love with you and feel loved by you 100%. But she's like mad, and she's like, I'm getting frustrated because I feel like I'm not having any fun, and I want my emotions to be like fully honored. But there's too much. He's not seeing my emotions for what they are, and he's not crediting them. So I'm specifically asking, what needs to change, what needs to come here. And they're showing me that she feels like you can be too serious. I don't know if you read from the book literally, to try and figure out what to do in a connection or in a relationship or what have you. God, I feel like I'm channeling her energy now. But they're showing me that things are too by the book. There needs to be room for spontaneity. There needs to be room for that sort of artistic craving and pleasure. Tap into that Venus that is associated with your Taurian nature and stop to smell those roses every once in a while. They're showing me to, not allow things to be so serious all the time, and that fun and playfulness do need to pervade. It's so ironic because I feel like she is the last person to seem like she would have fun, because I feel her like planning everything out, and this needs to be here and this needs to be here, and I can feel this rigidness in her, but
Yeah.
yet this is what she's craving. This is what her soul needs, is that balance. And she felt like you could be giving her that balance, but then you seem to mirror and match her energy, and now you both are in this thing where you're just bumping in each other, like two walls hitting each other. And so it just feels like, it needed to pull away. When I ask Spirit what is to come between the two of you, they do show me that there is this sort of rebirth that is available to you in the month of December. They show me that the bond, even though you may have been disconnected, they're showing me that the bond, it like gets back re-anchored in. I know that sounds weird, but it just showed me that it comes like back in, gets back into this anchored space. And I do feel that you can build the foundation of this connection again as if you are rebuilding it. But you definitely got to, take this with heart. You got to lighten up a little bit. Not everything is so serious all the time. And you got to be able to have fun in those moments. And whether you feel like she's doing that to you or she feels like it doesn't matter at this point. It's just allowing a natural flow to take place, knowing that you cannot control everything that happens in a relationship, and knowing that spontaneity, really can be an advocate here. It can be your best friend, and trying to make sense of something that doesn't make any logical sense, which is love, because it's in a whole different part of the brain when logic doesn't understand it really. So, learn to kind of be in that moment and have fun. There are times to plan everything out, but sometimes you just got to be in the flow and be in that moment. And I know that's what she's craving, because her soul is communicating it to you. It wants to be in love here. It wants to be in connection. And feel like it's like an important thing, but it cannot come at the cost of suppressing oneself.
I really feel that over the next few weeks, there's going to be this opportunity for you guys to have the more communication, the more fun, the more that reconnection happening. So it is going to be very important that you go for it, go forward. But you know what? There's a lot of overthinking that's going on here from both of your sides to some degree. And I don't know if she's particularly overthinking, but I feel like she's overfeeling, if that makes any sense. Like she's got, there's just too much. Taking this little bit of a break isn't such a bad thing at this moment, because I do feel it reconnecting, going forward as you guys move forward. I just feel like, get out of your head, get into your heart is really the energy that needs to come through here. So
fun, go have fun.
Yeah.
Go somewhere, loosen up, go putt-putt, go bowling, go
look
whatever
at
you can
Christmas
do.
lights or
Christmas
whatever,
lights, or if
that
you
kind of thing.
celebrate, or any kind
Yeah.
of holiday
Oh, ice
lights,
skating
whatever.
if you guys have ice, or like do something different, do something fun. Yeah.
Yes.
I think that will really
It will help a lot.
a lot. Yeah. And just,
Get you out of your
what?
minds.
And
Get you
instead of,
moving.
just ask her, just invite her. Say, I would, what? I would love to do XYZ. How do you feel about that? Let's go have some fun. Like, instead of it being like a huge conversation or, hey, how's it going? That can, like, hey, this is what I want to do. Or this is what
I
I
was
was
thinking
thinking.
of
Would you like
this.
to join that? Yeah. Would you like to join me? Whatever it is. Like, just ask her out on a freaking date. That's what I feel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got this, Garv. You got it. You can do it.
So I hope that helps.
You do get a revisit here with this connection, so don't worry. It's not all lost.
Yeah. What are we doing here, Brandon?
Let's just do a very quick one. I
Okay.
gotta sign off, but let's do a very quick lottery because they have been hanging in there, and I really feel like we need to.
Sounds
So
good.
let's kind of connect here and
I
see what
know
we've
Cathryn
got.
is gone, so I think we had either Melody or
Melody or Neelam? Melody, Neelam. So it's going to be numbers. Where am I at? 2 and 3. So it's basically a coin flip. Let me open up the number generator. Where are you? 2 and 3. There we go. 2 et 3. 2 and 3. All right, here we go. Drum roll, please. Melody, Neelam, please sound off in the chat.
what are you
Oh,
asking?
is that
me?
copywritten? Can I not do that? We're gonna be there.
Yeah,
We're gonna get tagged for that.
less than 10 seconds, so you should be okay. But they strike you at the 10-second mark. Yeah.
Oh, is that when they do it?
Yeah.
I had a video of somebody dancing and it had music in the background, and they like totally took my video down.
Yeah.
Melody is here. If Neelam doesn't answer, Melody could be the winner automatically by default. Let's just hit the button and see. Oh, well. All right. Well, I'm so sorry, Neelam, but you did not respond fast enough. So Melody is our winner. You got to stay on it to win it. You got to stay on it, especially in moments like this.
What is
All right.
Melody's question?
All right. Congrats, Melody. So I'd love to be, I'm a Gemini, and I'd love to have a love reading for 2022, please.
Oh my goodness. Melody, you're killing me at the end of the night.
It's all these like what's going on in my next
like general
year,
questions.
the rest
Come
of
on,
my
guys.
life.
It's too much freaking work for my brain at this time. Okay. Melody, I'm sorry, honey, you're gonna have to narrow this down a bit. I can't do a whole love reading for a whole year. You know what? At 2.5 hours of readings, my brain is fried. So can you narrow this down a little bit, or if there's somebody that you're looking into, give me something that makes it easy here, because my brain is just, I can't do it. Sorry. I'm gonna be honest. At the end of the night, I just don't have the juice. It's like I need to recharge that head. So, and I'd rather be on point than just, it's okay. Do I see? Yes. Okay. That makes it so much easier. Thank you. Oh, and you're so welcome, GD. I hope that gave you some insight. I hope it helped. Have a wonderful night as well. Melody, do we see anyone coming into your love life? Yes. Okay. So with your original question, and don't apologize. It's okay. It's the end of the night and I'm just tired. So I really got a lot of healing that needed to come in first. So even with your original question, looking into your love life for the year, I felt that there needed to be some sort of reconnection and healing within your, I want to say like inner child healing, it's like inner realignment is what I feel needs to happen first. And I really feel like that happening in the first few months going into 2020. It feels as though you're becoming stronger within yourself. It feels as though you're reconnecting with who you truly are rather than some sort of projection that you may have allowed previously. I want to say this last year, there's been a lot of energy with you where you haven't, it feels like you've tried in regards to relationships, but it just didn't feel real for some reason. I'm not exactly sure if that makes sense to you, but it just feels like you were kind of to some degree settling. And I don't know if this was settling with people online or people in person, or maybe settling with what it is that you truly want within your love life. I really feel here that there has to be some sort of understanding within yourself of what it is that you're actually looking for. And I feel like the first couple of months of next year is what you're going to be doing. It's like really understanding or really coming into that personal acknowledgement of what it is that you're wanting on a very deep level. Then I see, as soon as that happens, somebody coming through. And I feel somebody coming through actually very strongly. Like I'm almost getting that this person, now I don't know if this is going to be somebody already that you know or somebody that is going to be new, because it really feels like you're going to recognize this connection. But it could be that the fact that you're going to recognize this connection simply because of the fact that you've reconnected with yourself. So it could be a new person, but you'll recognize their soul. Like you'll recognize who they are. You'll feel that deep connection with them. And I do feel that coming through. But again, I don't feel that there's any rush on this, because as soon as you're in that place of feeling connected with yourself, boom, they show up. Boom, they come
Absolutely.
through.
That's big because I see the same thing. When I asked about a specific person, they show me somebody she knows, somebody close to home. So I don't know if that's quite literally home or if it is that home, the seat of the soul, but there is a
Right.
familiarity with this person that you are going to feel 100%. As far as like the love life for the next year, what I keep seeing is that it may start out a little bit confusing. So it keeps showing me that
Yeah.
your vision is obscured. You're not able to see the full picture right away. And what they're showing is that this is going to open up your energy into a whole different level of communication. So it does kind of make sense to me why they are showing me that some kind of familiarity, that soul bond kind of coming in, because you're going to have to be using your feelers to see this person because your vision is going to be blocked in some way. So it's like the ways in which you have normally gotten to connect with other people or been in relationships is not going to be the way how you connect with this person. It is absolutely going to be different. They do show me that it challenges you in a really good way. Honestly, that feels really good. I like when we meet people in different circumstances, different ways. I actually felt that somebody special would be coming
Yeah.
in, but I was questioning it. Yeah,
No,
sometimes
don't question it.
just
Don't
go with
question
that
it.
instinct. Go
Yeah.
with that instinct because they're
But
showing me that it's like you two are going to be frolicking around, having a good old time, really being in that
mhm,
connection. I do feel like you'll feel that depth, but I can see you being on the surface and feeling the depth at the same time. As long as you don't let it get taken over by the brain, you have got to let any of those older patterns fall to the wayside and just be in the experience. Be in the
yeah.
now, be in the moment. Don't project yourself in the future. Don't project yourself in the past. Right here in the middle. Stay right there in the moment with that person. That's why they're coming into you. They're going to have a very youthful spirit. They're going to make you feel like you just laugh and laugh and laugh until milk comes out of your nose or something like that. Like be, humble and don't be afraid to be embarrassed. One of the biggest things in feeling vulnerable is the sense of humility. And we do have to be a little bit humiliated and make ourselves look
Mhm.
gross and cry snot and, have all these lovey feelings when we review ourselves in this way. So don't be afraid of those moments. Allow yourself to kind of open up to that energy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels really, really fun, Melody. We're excited to hear about who comes in.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to tune in next week.
Mwah.
We will be here next Wednesday at 6:00 p.m. Mountain Time. Thank you so much, everybody. Have an amazing night. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.